farm. Look at the beautiful view. And I'm back and I'm live. And yeah, I'm about to start getting a little bit more consistent on this channel because I've had some insights, I've had some clarity, and things have come more clear to me as my cat is meowing in the background. So let's have us a little, I'm going to call this the orange wall talk. They had the red table talks. Well, this is the orange wall talk. So I want to say peace and shout out and thank you to my girl who's been urging me to get on the tube a lot more often and to kind of shed some of my insights and some of the discussions that we have in private. She said, I think these can benefit a lot of people. So that's what I'm doing. I'm out here and I'm going to shed some of my insights on this Sunday fun day. Lulu, chill out. Sorry, my cat is bugging right now. He just realized that I'm outside and he gets kind of excited. So, are you gonna? Okay, Lulu. Where is he? That's my cat. He's also hot as shit. When it gets hot, he starts panting, and so he's a little cranky right now. I apologize for the interruption. But today, what are we gonna talk about today? Well, let's talk about fucking. I really need to get a tripod. That's next on the agenda if I'm gonna get serious with this channel. Lulu, chill out. So sorry. What we're going to talk about today is what they say and what people say. And we're going to talk about it in quantum terms, as far as quantum physics and what that really means. So, you've heard the old adage, hey, listen, sticks and stones may break my bones, names will never hurt me. We've also heard, good kitty. We've also heard that, hey, listen, what other people think of you does not matter. And that's what I want to get into. And I find, a lot of kind of deep meanings just in regular verbiage, regular sayings that people say that, we say them, but we don't even really think about the full impact of what that word means, or what that saying means. So, matter, what is matter? I think in, um, some substance that is not Lulu. Don't be jealous. I'll pet you after this live. Thank you. Chill out. Matter is a physical substance not relating to mind or spirit, I believe is something, I might be butchering it, something to that degree in the Webster's dictionary. So it's matter is something physical not relating to mind or spirit. But it all starts from mind, in my belief. I believe that thoughts become things. I know a lot of you have heard this, and it's your thoughts, these etheric, kind of waves that we can't see, which are measurable by science, that will actually form into the physical and solidify into the physical aspects of our own reality. Like, if you're thinking negative thoughts all the time, or if you're very fearful of something, it's funny how this occurrence can actually physically take place. Like if you're afraid of, being robbed or something, and then, time the day comes that one of these unfortunate things actually happens. Well, when we're talking about what other people say, right, that this is a suggestion that they might be putting on you. And they'll tell you, hey, don't go do this business. It's too saturated. You're not going to be successful at that. You're not good at that. Um, hey, don't move to this city. That city is shit. You don't want to live there. All these negative, sometimes positive suggestions that people will put on you. Well, when I'm talking about, what they say doesn't matter, what they say don't matter. Well, I've come to realize that in a very actual literal way, that's what that means. It means that what someone else says, unless you accept that belief, unless you adopt that belief and you make it yours, it doesn't matter, meaning it doesn't come to fruition. So that means that what people are saying about you, what they think, your decisions, whether they're good or bad, in that goes for the same on the positive. Someone can say, "Hey, I really believe in you, and I think you're going to be successful." Well, to you, that doesn't really matter, because unless you believe that of yourself, then they can't just, will you to success. They can't make you a success. Pardon me. So what your mom thinks about you, she thinks you're the most handsome, whatever you're into. Um, unless they think that, that's all that really matters. And unless you think that, you're not going to radiate that. So that's what matters, meaning that's what will actually solidify into a physical reality in your life, i.e., a new partner. So I think it's important to understand kind of the greater physics, behind this experience that we're living in. And they talk about it as a simulation, and that they've been able to find code written into the universe, the Fibonacci sequence within pi, in geometry. There's all these things that kind of lend toward this being an artificial reality. It's a game we're living in. Game theory, string theory, all of these things. And so I just want to give you guys some reassurance to let you know that what people say about you, it really does not matter. Meaning, it's not going to come to fruition. Someone says, "Hey, you're going to be a loser your whole life." The only way that that actually really happens is if you believe that you're going to be a loser. So you don't need to worry about what others say. You don't need to um, think that because someone said something, they're cursing you. Oh my God, Lulu. All right, we're gonna have to have a little pause for the cause. Come here. See, this cat, he needs a lot of attention, and he's very needy, and he's very hot, and he's very uncomfortable right now. And this is not professional YouTube stuff, but my cat needs to be pet, or he's going to interrupt this whole live. Those of you with cats, needy cats. By the way, I didn't get a cat. I want to tell you the story about Lulu. Lulu showed up on our porch on Thanksgiving at 10 o'clock at night and just started meowing and decided he wanted to live here. And he's a good little kitty, I have to admit. He's a wonderful kitty. I think he's starting to become like a man. He took off yesterday all day and came back with a lady, and they were making funny noises all night. So, I think Lulu might have got his first piece of ass. Excuse me. But now I guess he's good. He took off. He got his attention. And hopefully I can keep your attention. Oh no, here he is. Hopefully I can keep your attention for the rest of this video. But what I really want to share with you is the fact that, you are the creator of your reality, and what they say about you doesn't matter. Now, what you say about you over and over again, it really does matter. And what you believe about yourself, that does matter. Let me share like a little story with you real quick to show you how this stuff works. When I was getting out of high school, I was living in Massachusetts, and you know, in my locality, I was, I guess, really talented. As far as rapping goes, there weren't a lot of people rapping, especially not a lot of white people rapping. And so I had developed this belief that I was very, very good at rapping. And so I went to New York City, moved to Brooklyn, just like Guru did. I was trying to follow his path of Gangstar. Shouts out to Gangstar. Shout out to Primo. Um, but I moved to Brooklyn, and I thought I was a good rapper, and I started going to rap battles, and I ended up battling Most Def. I got written up in the Source. I got booked to go on a tour to Germany, and come to find out, several years later, I really wasn't that good. I wasn't that good yet. My skills were not polished. I just thought I was good, but my belief in myself, that was the deciding factor. That's what really took me there. So I moved to Brooklyn. I thought I was going to be the next greatest rapper of all time. And yeah, I'm pretty nice. But did I become Jay Z or did I become Eminem? Not exactly. And I'll explain what happened with my career and where it's at in further videos on this channel. For those of you that might be into music, you can probably learn from some of my mistakes, and you can probably benefit from some of my triumphs, like I'm telling you right now. So really, it was my ignorance and my belief in myself that was allowing me to do all these kind of like amazing things really quickly. Within 6 months of moving to New York, again, I'm in the Source magazine. My friends are calling me up, like, which at that time, some of you guys might not even know what the Source magazine is. At that time, it was like XXL, or I don't even know if that magazine is still around, but it was the biggest thing of the day. So, it was in every, supermarket and everywhere where magazines were sold. It had big distribution. And I had friends calling me, yo, bro, you're in the Source. You made it. You know, not exactly, but that was a good look for an 18-year-old. And so, um, but this was all predicated on what I really believed about myself. Very gung ho, but you were kind of trash. So I got better. That's the good news over time. And I hung around a lot of really, amazing MCs in Brooklyn and the Bronx, and I polished my skills, and I got, kind of certified by some of the greats out there. Appreciate you guys. Rest in peace, Sean Price. Um, and long story short, what people were saying about me at that time didn't matter. My friends thought I was good. Yeah, you should go to New York, do the rap thing. My mother thought I was crazy. Oh, you're dropping out of school, you're going to be a garbage man. What all those people said didn't really matter, but what did matter was I thought I was good. And so, long story short, I know I'm being a bit long winded on this. I just want you guys to know that literally things that people say, it's not going to come to fruition unless you accept, adopt, nourish, and water that belief. The same thing, good or bad. So, what people say is actually 100% irrelevant. Now, you can hear people say things that will inspire you, and that's great, or motivate you. Those things tend to be a bit temporary. At the end of the day, you're going to have to choose a chosen belief. You're going to have to nourish that belief. You're going to have to believe in it. You're going to have to water it. You're going to have to stay consistent with it. And over time, these things will become actual physical reality. And that is the moral of the day, folks. So before I came out here, I'm out here in the Pacific Northwest at an undisclosed location on a secret compound growing hemp flower. I know that sounded dramatic, but it's the way I like to view it. I think I'm James Bond sometimes. I was done with New York, right? At that time, I was done with Brooklyn. I was done with landlords who were shit. I was done with my neighbor upstairs coughing all the time. I could hear him through the floor, playing video games. I just wasn't feeling it. And so I made a decision. Listen, I'm going out west. I'm starting a cannabis brand. End of story. I made a definitive decision. And within 6 months, I went from a tiny Brooklyn apartment with my lady to out here on a beautiful farm with a big ass house, and it ended up being a hemp brand, not a cannabis brand, although we will be getting back into cannabis. Because when we came out here, they froze the licenses, and I had to, you know, to the Pacific Northwest to this beautiful farm. Well, it was just I believed that I had to do that. I literally felt at that time in Brooklyn like I was gonna die soon. Like I'm not trying to be crazy dramatic, but I felt like my days were numbered. I started having these premonitions and these really bad feelings, that if I don't get out of here now, it's going to be dangerous for me. I was getting into certain little altercations, and my energy was kind of really negative. So me coming out here, I felt like it wasn't a choice. It was something I had to do, and I just believed I could do it. And the way that I got out here, I'll tell you that story another time. It doesn't really make any logical sense. It's definitely not how you would plan out a business. And the way that I met the owner of this property, um, the former owner of this property, to let me move into this house and to let me grow all of my hemp and start my business. It's not your typical experience, and it doesn't really make a lot of logical sense. It was a lot of it was coincidence, synchronicity. Seemingly, it was serendipity, really. But it was all predicated on the fact that I believed that I had to leave, and the universe was like, "You need to leave. Well, here you go. Here's your path." And I took it, and we were out here before we knew it. And then me and my girl were like, "What the fuck are we doing out here? How did this happen? This doesn't make any sense." When you try to consciously, you know, run it back in your mind, like, wait a minute, how do we do this? This is crazy. How we met this person, how we were out here so quickly, um, and starting a brand. So At the end of the day, you got to believe in something that you want to see happen in your life. You've got to shut out all the negative stuff. You have to just, when those thoughts pop in your head of you failing, you have to, admit that, hey, listen, I could fail, this could happen, that could happen, fine, accept that. Take that as one of the multiple, outcomes that there could be from your decision. But at the end of the day, you're going to choose to focus on that which makes you happy and where you want to go, you know. So if you want to, hop in the car today and you want to drive to the park, or go on a day trip, you can go there. Now, you might get in a car accident, except that, you don't want to think about that, but that's true. You might get a flat tire ever seen, and so you might be put off course. So you might have the intention of going somewhere and you never get there. That's fine. That doesn't mean you don't leave the house. It doesn't mean you say, "Hey, I didn't go to the beach today because I could have possibly crashed my car. Um, I could have got a flat tire. A gang of thieves could have jumped onto my car at a red light and stole everything. I could have got eaten by a shark." Yeah, sure. All these things are possibilities, but that's not what you want to focus your mind on. You want to focus your mind on the desired outcome. You want to see yourself doing and being what you want to have. You have to become that. So, I would give you this advice. If you're trying to go to the beach today, well, get your blankets, bring some cold beverages, and then see yourself on that beach. And, most of the time, you're going to end up on that beach and you're going to have a great time because that's what you set out to do. And you're going to expect that, you're going to assume that, and you're going to get that. And I think that's a good way to end this one. And live from Dreamland Organics Hemp Farm out here in the Pacific Northwest, it's your boy Undia. About to go inside and smoke a big ass J. Sorry, I'm not trying to influence you kids out there. And have a wonderful Sunday fun day. That's just what I do. Maybe have a little Pacific Northwest brew. And I'm going to be very thankful. Enjoy the sun. I'm going to enjoy my kitty. And I hope you guys are enjoying the new day because I'm going to be on here a lot more frequently. I'm going to be trying to help you by sharing my story with you. And I hope my insights and the things that I've been through can just help you on your journey. That's it. It's super simple. And I'm super excited. And I love you guys very much. Fun day Sunday. Peace. Now, if I can turn this thing off, it would be great. We're going to have to walk to the shade because I can't see shit, which means that you get a few more seconds with my silly ass. I just went live and I don't know how to turn it off. Now, we're going to. Yes, I want to stop streaming. Peace.